Morning right now. Well, Carlos, how are you, buddy?
I'm grateful to be here. How are you?
I'm grateful to be speaking with you today. We got the Oneness Tour coming back to Long Island, Jones Beach. Doobie Brothers on July 2nd. You did a tour with them, I think it was 2019. So, what is it about those guys that makes you want to go out and do it again?
Well, the word doobie, you know what that means, right?
I believe I do.
Okay, well, it's the medicine brothers,
The Medicine Brothers.
Yeah, yeah. So I love their songs. I love their intentions, motives, and purpose, their trajectory. Uh, ever s- ever since the first time I heard them, they have this. It's a gift.
Yeah.
They bring collective commonality, which is the same thing that Bad Bunny brought to the
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl,
Mm.
all inclusiveness, you
Yeah.
know, uh, and the Dewey Brothers being from Santa Clara or San Jose or Santa Cruz or all those regions is very, very close to where I grew up in San Francisco. And so we have a lot of things in common. The purpose is always the same, whether it's the Grateful Dead or the Dewey Brothers or the Young Bloods. It's, come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together. Try to love one another right now. And Jesus is just all right with me. It's
Yeah.
all the same song after a while. It's songs of goodwill, inspiration, again, unity, harmony, and oneness.
And that's going to be really, hopefully, it'll be an amazing night at Jones Beach because unity, harmony, and oneness over at Jones Beach, as you know, you've been there a number of times on a great night is something that's maybe on a spiritual plane, and I think that's going to be a great time.
Totally, totally, totally.
And I want to congratulate you because I know that earlier this year you got the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award alongside some other folks. Does that mean anything to you, or is it awards just, is it just something that doesn't really phase you getting awards?
Uh, it's a great honor. I know that I'd rather receive it when I'm alive than when I'm not here. So I think I learned that from Buddy Guy when he says, "Give me the flowers while I'm still here, because I can't smell them when I'm 12 feet under."
Yeah, yeah. Like you said, yeah, you want to be here for that. And you've been doing this for such a long time. I mean, Woodstock is legendary. And then you've been here for many, many years. Is there something that you still want to do in the music world that you haven't done yet, you feel like?
Yes, I want to create a global caravan Woodstock. Uh, you know, in every city, three nights, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday,
Hmm.
starting at the Golden Gate, go all the way around to Central Park, and then take a break, and then start at Hyde Park in London, go all the way around the world. And the reason I want to do a global Woodstock is because it's important for me to say this because it's like a bad ghost hovering. Korea, China, Russia, and Middle East are flirting with nuclear war against the United States. I mean that's a brick wall that we don't want to hit.
No.
So me being a hippie, I want to promote goodwill, unity, harmony, oneness. We want to show the Russians, Koreans, and China that we can get along, that we have a lot of things in common in our hearts. So I want to play music to captivate people and let their children and their children know that we really are one. We really are one in this planet. And so that's what I want to do with when you ask me, that's what's left for me to do. Hopefully I get a lot of awards by grace of God, but the main one that I want to get is the Nobel Peace Prize.
Well, you know what? That would be something, wouldn't it?
Yep.
I would hope that hopefully that happens for you. And again, Carlos and the Doobie Brothers are going to be here on Long Island, the Oneness Tour, back at Jones Beach, July 2nd. What's your favorite memory about coming to Long Island? You've been here for a long time, and I read, you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I read that the first time you came here was in August of 1970. It says that you played at Stony Brook University, sharing the bill with Miles Davis. Do you remember that? Is that true?
Yes, this was in Tanglewood. Yeah. In the Voices of East Harlem. Uh, this was also the architect of, uh, he used to say, if you want to hear the Grateful Dead, you got to hear Miles Davis. If you
Yeah.
want to hear, Santana, you got to hear Buddy Rich. So he's the one that would say, you can't just have candy, you got to have your vegetables, and so he's the one that went out of his way to make sure that the hippies were getting a broader scope of musicality. You
Miles
know,
Davis did. Oh, see, that's
now,
you learn something new every
yeah.
day.
So Bill Graham is the one that was the architect of that.
And what was he like? Was he as enigmatic as people say he was?
He was very intense and very funny. It was one of the greatest dialogues that I remember was Miles Davis and Bill Graham. Uh, when Clyde Davis convinced Miles Davis to play at the Fillmore, of course, then Bill Graham got involved. And the first night, apparently, Miles Davis didn't want to open up for Steve Miller.
Yeah.
He was like, I don't want to play for that. Da 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 da. Da. I don't want to say what he said, but anyway, so Miles Davis showed up late on purpose so that Steve Miller would go on first.
Wow.
And so when he got to the Fillmore, Bill Graham he had his arms crossed like this, and he looked like Yul Brynner or Genie, the magic. And he's looking at his watch, and he's looking at, and Miles goes, "What's happening?" He goes, "What's happening is that you're late," And Miles Davis goes, "Bill," he says, "I'm a black man." He says, "I couldn't catch a cab. Cab drivers don't pick up black people, you know." But around the corner, he's got a yellow Lamborghini, and so that was the kind of dialogue that those I used to laugh because both of them like were characters, with one another.
Yeah. You got to, have you thought about doing an autobiography or making another book or doing a book or a series or a documentary like they're doing now? Because that story alone, I'm sure you have multiple other stories that would be just
Yeah,
as
there's
interesting.
I don't want to get anybody in trouble, so I probably have to call it allegedly.
Well, that's good. And not allegedly, but positively, Carlos
Yeah.
Santana and the Doobie Brothers will be here on Long Island. I thank you for your time today. And, if somebody, I'll leave you with this, if somebody has never seen you and they're coming to Jones Beach, what can they expect from a Carlos Santana performance?
A sound of absoluteness and totality. When you hear the correct melody by the right person in the right tone, it's like touching the umbilical cord of infinity. Billie Holiday, Sam Cooke, Miles Davis, Coltrane, on and on, Whitney Houston. A real artist, I swear to you, will make you feel totality and absoluteness.